Hi goddesses, and welcome to today's video, which is all about dotting tools. Now I'm sure you've all got some. If you haven't, don't worry, you can easily use lots and lots of different things instead, but for me a dotting tool is the single most useful piece of nail art paraphernalia that I've got. The set that you see before me here is probably the fourth set that I've bought, and you don't need 4 sets, but I bought the first set, then I saw some that had wooden tubing and they just look so crafty and lovely, so I bought them. Then I saw they came in lilac, purple, so I had to buy them. And then finally this is the set that I had for review from Born Pretty, which is the Bao Wang set, and I use these the most because they come in a lovely little tube. They're quite nice and lightweight, but really whatever you buy they're all the same. So dotting tools, when you buy them, typically you'll have 5. They each have 2 sizes of head, 1 at each end. So you will have one that has this humongous size, which is great for big dots. I also use this when I need to create quite large shapes. So for example, when I'm doing roses, this is the one that I will usually pick up. At the very other end of the scale, you've then got ones with a really tiny nib like this one. These have loads of uses, from doing really fine dots, if you need to put eyes on your animals, if you need to put centres to your flowers. They're also great for scooping the crap out of the side of your nail when you're doing cleanup. And to be honest, I still probably use a thin dotting tool when a lot of other people would use a nail art brush. I just think it gives me a lot of control. In this particular set you also find this angled one. Now this is particularly useful for some people. Holding a dotting tool, you need to hold it like a pen, so exactly as you would to write with, except then you're probably going to go, well, you can either hold it like that to do your dots, or you can hold it vertically. The advantage with this one is that some of you might struggle, depending how you hold your pen, with that kind of pose. So this allows you to go more like that. It can give you more control. It can also help you avoid smearing art that you've already got on there. So sometimes these ones are really useful. As I said, they come in a range. To be honest, the ones that are in the middle, like this one, I don't tend to use that much. I don't have much of a use for medium-sized blobs, so I either use the very big end, which is that one, or I use my skinny ones. In fact, if I'm using a middle-sized one, actually the time when I probably use that the most is when I'm doing dots within dots, which we'll come to in a couple of weeks. And then finally, I just wanted to show you this one. Quite often when you get a set of nail art brushes, there will be a random dotting tool in there. Don't ignore it, because sometimes it will have the skinniest point of all. So this one wasn't bent when I bought it, had a bit of an accident, don't ask, but this is a super fine one, and I use this for a lot of nail art as well as dotting, because it's probably, I think, the thinnest dotting tool you can get. So that's your basic run through of what they are, what they look like. You can get them off eBay, Born Pretty, Winstonia. You're not going to pay more than a couple of quid or dollars wherever you buy them. They are dirt cheap. I really would advise that you buy a set, just because they're pretty, but if you haven't got any, or you want to get started and you're impatiently waiting for them to arrive, you can do things like take old pens, old pencils, and you can use the nibs from them. So you can use that nib. If this one's dried out, you can use this one. I know a lot of people use Barbie pins. We don't tend to, come back to me. We don't tend to have those quite so much in the UK, but if you've got bobby pins, then by all means use them. Okay, so now that I've tried to destroy my camera, I'm going to say goodbye for now, and then in the next video we're going to look at some really simple dotting techniques.